During a tense BBC debate, Labour's Deputy Leader Angela Rayner faced a dramatic moment when an audience member directly questioned her understanding of democracy. As the room bristled with anticipation, a man stood up and calmly asked, "Do you people genuinely not understand what democracy is?" His pointed question reverberated through the audience, shaking the atmosphere and visibly unsettling Rayner, who had appeared confident just moments before. The man didn't hold back, insisting that members of parliament are elected to represent the people and should either fulfill that duty or step aside if unwilling. His blunt challenge struck a chord with the audience, who responded with a thunderous round of applause, signaling widespread frustration and a sense of disillusionment. Rayner seemed unprepared for the intensity of the backlash. She responded by referencing her commitment to British jobs and workers, but her answer felt disconnected from the concern raised. Instead of directly engaging with the challenge, she veered off course, which only deepened the crowd's dissatisfaction. This wasn't an isolated moment. Throughout her political career, Rayner has struggled to provide straightforward answers to what many consider basic questions about Labour's policies. One recurring issue is her vague definition of who qualifies as a worker, a term central to Labour's identity. For a party that champions the working class, the inability to clearly define its core constituency has left many supporters confused and disillusioned. Rayner has built much of her public persona on her working-class background, a narrative that once resonated strongly with voters. But as Labour's policies increasingly seem disconnected from the realities faced by everyday Britons, that narrative appears increasingly hollow. The contrast between her story and her political actions is becoming harder to ignore. A particularly controversial moment occurred when Rayner was questioned about Labour's approach to social housing. The party's proposal to prioritise housing for migrants over long-time British residents sparked widespread anger. Many who had waited years on social housing lists felt sidelined, and the policy was viewed by critics as a betrayal of the very people Labour claims to represent. When grilled about Labour's stance on corporate taxation, Rayner again faltered. Her inability to give a clear response furthered the impression of a politician struggling to handle critical questions. Attempts to shift the conversation by blaming political opponents like Nigel Farage only served to highlight Labour's avoidance of the real issues plaguing the public. Rayner's leadership is facing increasing scrutiny, not just from political rivals but from voters who feel left behind. Her evasive responses, policy missteps, and failure to connect with core Labour supporters have damaged her credibility. Labour's recent choices, such as cancelling key elections and focusing on symbolic, rather than substantive, issues, have only deepened the divide between the party and its traditional base. Many former supporters now feel that Labour has strayed from its foundational mission. Angela Rayner, once seen as a strong voice for working people, now finds herself at the centre of a growing storm of criticism. Her political future, and perhaps the future of the Labour Party itself, hangs in the balance. Unless the party urgently reconnects with the electorate and addresses their genuine concerns, the next general election could bring devastating consequences. Voter patience is running out, and with every misstep, Labour risks losing more ground. The question now is whether Rayner and her party can regain the trust they've lost, or if they are heading towards an irreversible collapse at the polls. What do you think of Angela Rayner's performance and the direction Labour is heading? Let us know in the comments.